Hello, welcome to Tim Anderson Horse Training. Today I'm riding Cheyenne and I'm working on her spin, but she's also kind of heavy on my hands. So I want to show you what I'm doing to help that. If you're teaching your horse to spin or even just kind of getting your horse to steer around and they're kind of heavy on your hands, the things that I'm going to do in this video is going to help. I'm riding her in a snaffle bit. It's just a plain smooth mouth snaffle, just a typical sweet iron snaffle. But the rings on this snaffle are heavy. They probably weigh about 3 pounds. I found that this bit really helps me a lot with horses that are kind of heavy on their mouth, kind of heavy on my hands. I'll put a link to it in the description if you're interested in getting a closer look at it. I really like this bit for horses that I call drafty, just kind of have to pull around. And we'll get moving and I'll show you what I'm talking about and I'll show you how I'm working her. This horse tends to be just a little heavy on my hands and heavy on my legs in general. I'm always going to ask soft with the pull or the push with my legs that I want my end result to be. And then if she kind of hangs on my hands, I'll add a little bit more pressure. So while I'm walking around here, let me show you what I'm talking about. So right here, as I make contact with my left hand, I'm pulling hard enough that her nose should come on around. I'm probably putting 1.5 pounds of pressure there, and it's really not coming around like it should. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to jerk on the reins, but I am going to go ahead and pull and make something happen. So contact, pull. Didn't jerk. You notice I made the contact, and then I gave her a pretty hard pull. I'm going to do it again. Come around so you can see. Contact, pull. Contact, pull. What I want her to do is I want her to want to follow my hands. Notice I'm not jerking. That's really important to understand. I'm making the contact just as if I would, but then I'm pulling further. That was better. I'm always going to apply the contact that I want my end result to be. Just a little touch, and then I'll add a little bit more. Get her to want to follow her head around. Follow my hand. My legs are just kind of touching, just sending her forward. Now she's getting softer. She's wanting to follow my head. And by doing this pull that I'm doing, it gives them a little bit of an incentive to follow my hand and try a little bit harder. Just take that head away. Take the head away. Take the head away. There we go. Now, if she'll give her head soft, I'm not going to take the head away. I'm not going to pull hard. I'm not going to pull her head around further. There we go. Now I'm back to my soft contact. And if at any point I apply this soft contact and I don't get her head to come around, I'll go ahead and take her head away. Let's change directions and go the other way. Legs just saying go forward. She's wanting to kind of lay on my right hand a little bit. She's not really pulling. She's giving her head to the side, which she wasn't doing on the other way, but she's giving it to the side and then kind of nosing it down, pushing down to the ground. So I'm going to take her head away. I want her to be soft on my hands. Soft like a feather on my hands. But if I just let her lay on my hands, she's never going to get there. Now this whole time I have my hands here, I'm going to be giving her a little bit of touch with my legs, asking her to go forward. Now as my legs say go forward, which lifts her back up, engages her back in, lifts her shoulders, that's actually going to bring her nose in and help make her softer on my hands. So it's not just hand to make this happen. It's not just a matter of pulling. You have to ride them forward, a little bit of contact with your legs, send them forward, ask the back to elevate, and get off of your hands. I know she's a little bit behind vertical. For what I'm going to be doing with her, I'm not too worried about that. This horse is going to be shown in cow horse boxing. Right now, I'm not too concerned about her being behind vertical. What I want her to do, what she's trying to do, she's trying to get off of my hands without lifting her shoulders up. That's why she's getting behind vertical. So what I'm going to do when she does that is I'm just going to lift a little bit more with my spurs, lift her back up a little bit more, make her back come up. Now that I have her softer on my hands, I'm going to start asking her to step around in my spin. The way this is going to work, as long as she'll step around and stay soft, I'm going to stay soft. But if she doesn't stay soft, if I ask her head and shoulders to go this way, and it's feel like her legs are sticky in the ground, or if her face is sticky, not wanting to come, I'm going to go ahead and pull a little harder with my hand, and I'll push a little bit harder with my leg to get her face and legs unsticky. But I'm always going to ask how I want my finished product to be first. So I'll come around so you can see what my hands are doing. Now let's steer. That actually wasn't too bad. My hands steered and her body came with her. I didn't pull any harder, I didn't kick any harder. She gave me some effort and I'm going to reward the effort. I'm not going to push more than what she's capable of. If I would have went on and pulled harder or kicked harder, trying to get her to give me more, then I'm just going to get her to resent the fact that I'm asking her to work harder. I have to reward the effort. Even though in the end I want more, I want her to go ahead and step around with a little more effort, I have to reward the effort that I'm getting. So let's do it again. Steer. Little push with my leg that time. That one wasn't as nice. Leg, rein. Rein, leg. There we go. It got kind of ugly because she was pushing on my hands. But when I ask her to go soft again, it's going to get back nice again. There's Blue over there watching. Blue already knows this. So let's step around. There we go. A little bit of effort. Let's go the other way. Now right there, I changed direction. She kind of hung on my left hand. I'm going to give it a little pull. Soft on my hands. Ride forward with my legs. Come around so you can see. Now, shoulder is kind of escaping out here a little bit. She's hanging on my hand a little bit. There, see her leaking to the camera? We're going to have to get this face a little bit softer. What happens right here, when they lean on your hands, she's basically wanting me to support her front end. I'm not going to support it. I want her to support herself. So when she leaned on this hand, that shoulder fell to the outside. She's just kind of being lazy about her own self-carriage. She needs to support herself and not expect me to do it. That's why the little pulls that I do work, because she's like, well, maybe I don't want you to support me, because that's hard. That's better. My camera overheated and cut off the end of this video. I'll be doing more videos on this subject, and if you'd like to watch more videos on steering and stopping control, I'll put a link up here at the top. And until next time, thank you for watching.